Are you tired of listening to interesting and creative music? Sick of music reviewers recommending indie records with titles that are far too complicated for the simplest of minds to understand? Well, you're in luck. Introducing F.E.A.R, the newest record from Papa Roach, the new metal band with nothing new about them at all. No more complex guitar structures, insightful lyrics, or even remotely intelligent thought processes whatsoever. Just listen to these 12 tracks and you'll feel prepared to ship off to an imaginary war that exists only in the mind of lead singer Jacoby Shaddix. Imaginary battles, over-the-top antics, and an overwhelming amount of lyrical cliches regarding life and relationships. If that's not enough to convince you, just hear what some of our satisfied customers had to say.
Total classic. Good classic right there.
I agree.
Before Papa Roach's new album, Face Everything and Rise, the only thing I had rising was my boner every time I gave Attila's Guilty Pleasure a spin. Now with the help of F.E.A.R, I'm at full mast for all 40 minutes of this fucking gorgeous ass album. Suck my fuck.
Before now, I struggled so much to find music so generic it makes Theory of a Dead Man look like those pussies 21 Pilots. But now, thanks to Papa Roach, I can now not only face everything, but rise simultaneously. Thank you, Papa Roach, for making sure everyone respects nu metal entirely.
What else do you need to know? Papa Roach have worked tirelessly to make their music as mind-numbingly dull as possible over the past few years. Show your support by ordering their new record F.E.A.R now. For only $19.95 plus a $10 service fee, you can be spinning the year's hottest record. All proceeds go directly to Jacoby Shaddix for the purchase of F.E.A.R gel and sleeveless jackets.
Okay, you guys probably want to hear me talk legitimately about this record for just a minute at least. I hope you enjoyed that little skit, little infomercial parody. I thought about doing Bitchin' Kitchen, bringing that back, but then I was like, let's try something new. I will probably do another episode of Bitchin' Kitchen because I know a lot of you guys liked that, so that'll probably be back at some point. As far as this new Papa Roach record, F.E.A.R goes, though, I gotta say, like I was talking about in the infomercial, pretty much every lyrical cliche they could touch on, they did. Papa Roach have just, through the years, it just feels like they've gotten worse and worse about just being that band that sounds like every song is trying to get played on the radio and appeal to teens with, some sort of obsession with going to another world and fighting all of these battles what are these battles? What are we fighting against? What are we rising up against? I mean, I get it, you're tackling problems in life, but when you're doing it in a way that is just so grotesque, honestly, I can't even think of a better word for it. It's not going to work for me personally. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that they're like, oh, this is great, and apparently it's been well received by fans, but I cannot. I'm also hearing both sides of the fence. There's a lot of people that are upset with how generic it is, and I'm definitely on that side. I can't say I'm upset because I totally was not surprised by it. Just looking at some of the titles on this thing, I mean, Broken is Me, and Warriors, and Face Everything and Rise. You can tell from the titles on this thing. Some of them are just painful to even read through, so I'm not going to go through the whole track listing. I will say there was one track that surprised me. It featured Maria Brink of In This Moment, female vocalist of that band. Really did not expect the vocals to mesh that well. Jacoby Shaddix and Maria Brink. Sounds good on the track Gravity. I don't really care for the rapping intro on that one. It sounded pretty silly to me, but the rest of the song actually lined up pretty decently, so I'll give props to Gravity. That's the only one that I don't think is a throwaway or a skippable track. The rest of the album is pretty much just a disaster, including that electronic kind of rock mashup with Royce da 5'9" on the track Warriors. My God, that one is the definition of what is wrong with bands blending genres. I mean, Royce da 5'9" and Papa Roach have both been fine on their own merits at some points in their careers, but together, not sounding like anything I would ever want to listen to again. So for me, this album is a total throwaway. One of the shittiest albums I've heard in a while. It's a 1 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section down below. I appreciate you guys watching. Of course, if you would like to see more of my reviews, you can subscribe to the channel, and of course, click directly below to take you to my last review. Check out my social media links in the description, and of course, if you'd like to support the channel with a donation, that would be great. Help the videos keep coming. It's the top link in the description down below. I will see you guys very soon, right here on ARTV.